Live on DSTV channel 421, GoTV channel 125, all social media platforms at JoyNews on TV and around the world on myjoyonline.com. This is JoyNews Room with me, Carlos Caloni. Coming up this afternoon, in the next 60 minutes, President Mahama moves decisively to end the Sola Kaba Bole tribal conflict, dispatching Interior Minister Muntaka Mubarak, who is currently in a closed-door meeting with traditional authorities as residents flee escalating clashes into neighboring Ivory Coast.
Monday that I came here. From Monday to today, I didn't even bath. Yes, this is my child. Okay. And some even 3 months.
We are live in the Savannah region where more police and military have been deployed to ensure safety. And minority in parliament urges police to take charge of Akwatia by-election security amidst intimidation claims against national security operatives. We have details as police prepare for a second public show of force to deter attacks, while the National Peace Council moves to engage the NPP and NDC tomorrow. And in Kwantano district becomes the latest district to confirm an Mpox case, recording its first infection. We have details on that story. Plus, government assures of strategic measures to secure resources to senior high schools with farming implement to boost agricultural productivity amid growing concerns over tools and encroachment.
More. And we need to encourage the schools, institutional farming, so the schools and the churches.
These and many more, including foreign news, are coming up here in the next 60 minutes. Stay tuned in. Thank you so much for joining us here on JoyNews Room. Now, a high-powered delegation or government delegation led by Interior Minister Muntaka Mubarak is currently holding a closed-door meeting with the overlord of Gonja, Yagbon Rabi Kunutu Jewu Swale I in Damongo. The delegation is working with RECSEC, traditional rulers and community stakeholders to promote dialogue, peacefully resolve dispute and restore law and order. It includes the CDS Lieutenant General William Ejapon, IGP Patrick Tete Yohono, Director General of Prisons Patient Bafo Boni, Controller General of the Immigration Samuel Amadou Basintali, and Chief of Army Staff Major General Lawrence Betamu Nana Edu Jemfi. So far, at least 10 people have been killed, while 6 others drowned in the Black Volta, trying to escape the conflict. We'll bring you details of the government statement shortly. But first, the Savannah Regional Security Council, led by Minister Salifu Isifu, has also visited Vonkori in the Ivory Coast, where some residents are seeking refuge. My colleague Isaac Nonya has been speaking to a few of them. Take a listen.
Heard information that the cattle that we left, the goods, everything is just in there. And as I'm speaking now, I am a church elder and then a businessman too. So I heard that they have packed the goods that we bought. They have packed everything. So as I'm speaking, if we go back, and they are burning our houses too. So now if we go back, we don't have any place to live. So they say,
which community were you living? Your community?
Gole. I'm living Gole, just around Bale.
Tokani basa bole ya ntehe ye nipa ne bi wo ho no ye bi so omo se hwesi na sola na asem si so ye wo ho na omo wurawura krasi na omo hihifie ne ekunkunkum ti wo no omo wo ho kra wunya taade ba akokra na wa hye yeso ye basa e ba kuduku du o fa taade ba ko du o wa fuom so ye basa no taade ba ko afuom aya na ye de batika ha the obedi cried living Kalano, or Mutimisu just do wo crime, Bisubaha no more them.
I'm a farmer, I'm from farm here. I'm from farm to this place.
Okay. So you came today, or when did you come here?
It was Monday that I came here. From Monday to today, I didn't even bath.
You are here with your wife and children?
Yes, this is my child.
Okay.
And some even 3 months. We are here. I'm even sorry.
Well, we know that the Interior Minister is also there already in a crunch meeting with the traditional authorities. But my colleague James Abeji joins me with excerpt of that statement from government this morning. James, what does the statement actually say?
The Interior Minister Muntaka Mubarak, we are told, has been dispatched after the president received full security briefing on the situation on the ground after touching down from that state visit to Singapore the last few days. We also know that, we are also told that while he was in Singapore, he has been in a telephone conversation with the Yagbonra over the development. So the minister is expected to engage the Yagbonra and other stakeholders for peace talk. The president has also called for the additional deployment of police and military personnel to stabilize the area. But more importantly, he called on all parties, the president, calls on all parties to support the peace initiatives while directing the delegation to work with the regional and traditional authorities to resolve the dispute and restore order in the area.
All right. And James, thank you so much for those updates. Let's now take you to the Savannah region and speak to my colleague Isaac Nonya. Isaac, thank you so much this afternoon. Any indication yet if the Interior Minister and his delegation have already tied down? Because we are learning that there's a crunch meeting ongoing. Are you at that meeting?
Yes, we are in the meeting, and the Interior Minister and delegation, we are told that just finished with the meeting and they will come out to brief the media. But largely, all the stakeholders that were inside that attended the meeting, including the community stakeholders and various interest groups, and that of the Dwenewoho Association. They were called in to also make their own contribution to see how they can largely resolve this matter. In fact, all those people that they brought together, we are told, have a deeper background to see and establish the outstanding disputes, which led to the current one. So when the outstanding issues that led to what has happened are put together, brought together, it will give a clear background to where they will tackle and then bring this dispute to the conclusion, and that it forestall future occurrence that they may not know for now.
Right, but what is the general security situation as we speak, especially now that we are hearing that security is being beefed up? Which specific communities, and what can you also tell us about those who have been displaced?
First of all, those who have been displaced, we just had an official figure of 48,005. This has to do with the solar camp and that of Bole and other surrounding communities. But those that have not reported to the camps, the figure is not known. Now, the two districts, Solar is a bit stable in the sense that majority of people have left the districts. Those who are now coming to the camp are those who fled earlier and they were hiding in the bush, and then they are not hearing of any commotion or disturbances. And as they are coming, they don't even stay back their community. They are coming to the camps. And those who will come to the camp are living gradually at the end of the day. Today, about 3 cars came and picked many of them towards Upper West. Those who left yesterday also moved towards Upper East. The Bono North and the Bono East regions. As the movement, NADMO together with the Red Cross, have gotten enough figures to be able to feed them. And the military and the police that were dispatched yesterday, about 2 buses, were sent to Bole, where, according to them, they are still witnessing some attacks or fresh attacks in Bole. As of yesterday, official figures from NADMO and that of the Red Cross shown that some 5 or 6 people were gunned down and their bodies traced and sent back to Damago. The official from the Solar Kalba Hospital told us yesterday that their mortuary is full and the bodies that are being brought again are sent to Damago. That has been confirmed. We cross-checked from Damago and they said yes, some 7 more bodies were brought there and others also sent towards the Bono North edition, Bono East region.
Right. Do we know how long this meeting is expected to last? The one that the traditional authorities are in with the government delegation?
The meeting has just concluded, and the Interior Minister and his team are out to brief the media about the discussions and possible resolutions. They're out. If you have the chance, we can listen to him. If the Interior Minister is here, let's listen to what he has to tell the press. So I think the military want to do the briefing. How you can see that from the background. Sir. Excuse me. So I think the Chief of Defense Staff want to speak to the media briefly. So let's take a listen to the Chief of Defense Staff, who will be briefing the media regarding the outcome of that discussion with the Yagbunwura and his team, other stakeholders who they brought together from the two factions.
Right.
So if you stand here, it's better for us.
Please, who's coming? Yeah. So just hold on briefly, some seconds. The Chief of Defense Staff is ready to address the media from the in-house indoors discussions.
All right, if you're just...
RGP is out. The Chief of Defense is also out. Director General of Prison Service, Immigration, and others, they're all here. They held the meeting, and as they're out, they will tell us the outcome of that in an indoors meeting.
All right, if you are just joining us, these are live pictures from the Savannah region where the Interior Minister, who has led a government delegation to the area, has engaged the traditional authorities, and very soon we will bring you that live, address by the security couples to really understand what transpired in that meeting and what the way forward is on that matter. And so these are live pictures you are seeing from the Savannah region where the Interior Minister himself with other top security officers are. They've just concluded a meeting with the Yagbonra in Damango, and pretty shortly they'll be updating us with what really went on in that meeting. And you do know that this tribal conflict started some few weeks ago, where a number of people have already lost their lives. We're told about 10 of them have already lost their lives, and 6 others have also drowned in the attempt to, leave the area. And thousands have been displaced in the area, with some even fleeing to neighboring country, Ivory Coast. And as you can see in your shot there, the media is getting ready to take that particular, address from the CDS. But let's, in a moment, speak to the Regional NADMO Director, Zakaria Mahama. First of all, how many people do you have at the various camps now? And have any additional items arrived since your last, encounter with them?
Thank you very much. As at today, 12 noon, officially we have registered 48,051 persons that have been displaced and recorded by NADMO. As we speak, we have received relief items that can take us maybe 2 weeks. Just that we have a lot of people again who are at the other side of the border that we need to also get some of the relief items to them. That is the challenge we have for now. I think that had it not been those issues, I think what we have received could even take us up to 2 weeks for us to be able to feed the people and get them all the needs that they need for now. We only use this opportunity to see and to plead with benevolent organizations and individuals and corporate institutions to also come to our aid. NADMO alone or government alone cannot do this. The people are so many.
All right. We are grateful for the update. Now, let's cross over to the Savannah region where the Interior Minister is preparing to speak to the media.
Concerns, also assured him that we will do everything humanly possible to ensure that peace is restored here. but we need his cooperation and cooperation of all others. And we pray that all of you help us to ensure that we have peace in this area. We are concerned about the loss of life and all the displacement, the loss of property, all have genuine concerns. But surely, what talking can solve, guns cannot solve. So we are hoping that after all the lengthy discussion, conclusion that we have come to, we will go and implement our part. We are hopeful that they will also listen to us and also adhere to whatever agreement that had. It's not everything that we can put forward here. But as everybody will know, we are doing everything to meet every person that has one role or the other to play so that we try to get peace back into this area. So the engagement was very successful and very fruitful, and has given us all the assurance. And he's going to talk to the youth, the warriors, and everybody to cooperate with the security agencies so that we restore peace in this area. So I want to thank you so much for all your time and waiting for us. But thank you so much.
Minister, beyond the call for ceasefire, we know that some humanitarian crisis is beginning to surface. About 48,005 have been displaced, according to NAC. What is government doing?
Well, I mean, like you said, we've tasked NADMO to get us the accurate numbers in every area. Because, I mean, as you know, some have been displaced internally, others have been displaced across our borders, others are even in other regions. So we are trying to get the exact number, and then we'll see exactly what can be done. But I can assure you that in the meantime, a lot has been done. I mean, food items is coming, we are getting tents and all that. And then we are hopeful that if by the grace of God, as His Royal Highness have assured us, maybe very soon they may be able to even return back to Nigeria. So you can be rest assured that yes, we are concerned, we are worried about our own citizens and the displacement. Yes, but we are taking concrete steps, and a lot of things are being done to ensure that they are not left to their fate. But government is making an effort to go to their need.
Honorable, I think you did very well. But you made mention of warriors. Assuming they are warriors, are you not going to disarm them, or what are you trying to do?
Well, I mean, it's a generic term that we are using. I mean, you know there's curfew, and in the curfew, it has stated everything. No carrying of arms, no wearing a war regalia, no carrying of offensive weapons and all that. And the His Royal Highness have given us assurance that they are going to cooperate with the security agencies to ensure that all these things are brought to an end. So be rest assured that, I mean, we are just calling on all the freedom factions to understand that nothing can be compared to peace. Once we all agree to sit down and begin talking, I'm sure all these things will be a thing of the past. Thank you, sir.
So we don't be worried about external aggression than internal conflict, but we are beginning to see an explosion of that now. How is the ministry concerned about it?
I mean, you can be rest assured. I mean, you see the immigration officers here. Now we are even combining both them. I mean, not only the immigration, but the military and the police. And they are patrolling the whole of our stretch. We are also engaging our police across the borders, I mean, in Burkina Faso and Cote d'Ivoire, for all of us to hold the line, to just ensure that we do not necessarily cross to create problems for each other. So all those things have been taken care of, and I can assure you that we are not leaving any stone unturned. Essentially, John Dramani Mahama is very concerned and is showing leadership and is pushing to make sure that we resolve all these things as soon as possible so that peace will return. Thank you very much. We are grateful.
So you just heard the leader of the team, Interior Minister, who are just finished briefing the media. I think from here, we don't know whether they'll be going to the ground or if everything ends here. But now the leadership at the regional level able to implement whatever they have discussed, which the Interior Ministers will make public, and we also monitor to see the implementation of some of these things that they discussed. But largely, the meeting according to the Interior Minister was very successful.
Those fresh updates, and you heard the Interior Minister there addressing the press over the meeting that the delegation had with the traditional authority. We'll still keep our eyes on development there and bring you up to speed with the very latest. Still on some crisis, the decade-long conflict between farmers and herders has reached a critical juncture in the Nkoranza traditional area, with corrupt distraction intensifying. The paramount chief, Nana Kwame Bafo IV, has announced steps to outright ban herding activities, citing catastrophic losses to agriculture and linking the crisis to a broader breakdown of local infrastructure.
For generations, the land has been a source of life and sustenance. But here in the fertile plains of Ghana's heartland, that same land is now a battleground. A decades-old struggle between farmers and herders is escalating here in the Nkranza traditional area, threatening food security and community safety. The herders, often from other regions, argue they are following traditional grazing routes that are shrinking due to expanding farmlands and climate change. But for local farmers, the destruction is an existential threat. The crisis has forced the highest traditional authority to take a drastic stand. The president of the Nkranza traditional area and paramount chief, Nana Kwame Bafo IV, has declared enough is enough.
Nkranza ha South Kaho, Kintampo South Kaho, Kintampo North Kaho, and then Pie Omudienya. I must say, Yentimintra, Yenya and Jaffa. Now, Nkranza, Yenny a dear group by the Ukobabia in Emma for free a cheap ever fight in their mother cause. They say, and then Pia saying, and I don't want Casa cry, and Yamaya and Pia Remus. They are the other social to form in there. Get through security for Bicahon. Nanum Bicahon there, what there may why you get Huduma. The security for Bisucahon. If you I can boom say and pan and pure Hadia, in himself and Peter Sabetu.
The chief's charge extends beyond the immediate conflict, linking the violence to a broader collapse in infrastructure and security, leaving communities feeling isolated and vulnerable. He wants government to address the abandoned, deplorable town roads in the area.
And Nkranza town rules, you can once a can. Now, they say the Yako Miamase. Yes, I all of dinner, Sebi, one walker was I in the bed,
In response, the government is now stepping in. The Regional Minister Francis Osu Antwi has pledged the support of the Regional Coordinating Council in helping address the crisis.
Each district have their own peculiar issues. Each traditional area have their own peculiar issues. If they are saying that they can't live with these animals, that is their opinion. Other districts may differ. So once they hold this opinion, we are equally going to support them to make sure they implement it.
While increased security may calm tensions in the short term, the long-term solutions is far more complex. It lies in finding a delicate balance between the two competing ways of life, negotiating grazing rights and addressing the underlying issues of land use and climate change. The minister also revealed other plans to address the road issues in the area.
With the issue of inner roads, indeed, we've done with the works. It's been submitted to Accra, so we are going to make follow-up so that their inner roads issue to be fixed.
So the promise here is for more boots on the ground. But the people of Nkranza are waiting to see if this force can bring peace or if a deeper, more difficult conversation about coexistence is what's truly needed to end this green war. Anna Sabit, Joy News, Nkranza.
Well, let's move to politics now, because with less than 48 hours to the Akwatia by-election, the Ghana Police Service is set to stage its second show of force exercise, a public display of measure to ensure order at the polls. But the minority in Parliament is urging the police to take full control of security, alleging that some residents have faced intimidation from national security operatives in their homes, an attempt, they claim, to suppress voter turnout. Now, speaking on Newsfile, Deputy Ranking Member on the Constitutional, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Committee, Alhassan Tampolin Suleimana, insisted the police must assert its authority and protect the integrity of the process.
So, how is it that the IGP would announce that the police is going to be fully in charge of security of any and everything that has to do with Akwatia, and that they are deploying about 5,500 men, approximately one police for 10, voters in Akwatia. because the voter population is about 52,000, if my numbers are correct. So that's about 10 voter per police. And that's even way too much. And we are being told that the military is also surreptitiously doing some activities under the leadership of Richard Japa. Now, if you have regard to what has transpired previously, the rerun in Ablekuma North, and some of the violence that took place, and you go back to even Chereponi, you go back to Ayawaso, West Wagon, and even that same Akwatia itself, when we're going to do the rerun in about 9 polling stations sometime in 2009, you find that almost invariably the violent situations that we have seen looks like it's likely to repeat itself if care is not taken. Now, we need to do something about this situation. If the police is in charge, the police must be seen to be fully in charge. And if the IGP has given assurance that the police, without involving any other security agency, is going to be fully in charge, then any other person who comes there must necessarily, be cleared by the IGP. I'm saying that we need clarity now. Because what Richard Ayagba is saying is that IGP says that we are going to have only police on the ground. Now, if we are going to have only police on the ground, what is the military doing? We have our people on the ground in Akwatia. And I'm sure as we sit in this studio, if I request for it, I would be given the evidence and I will share it with you. But what is important is that we must recognize
the people they have asked to leave their homes and so on. Have you heard any one person in that constituency complain that this is what has happened to them?
You see, something, they won't get the benefit of coming to Newsfile, or they won't get the benefit of going on radio or TV. It's only when we do our door-to-door, and that's what we do. We don't just mass up people to do mass rallies. We go to their various homes, and then we listen to their concerns.
And some of them, people would have been taken under such treatment, and they would be quiet in Akwatia. They would not have spoken up.
And that's why they have reported to us.
Now, let's go on the phone and engage our reporter on the ground in Akwatia, Akwesi Azal. Thank you so much, Akwesi. Tell us, has the exercise begun?
Yes, the exercise has ended. It just ended now. We went through the principal streets of Akwatia, Buedria, and other communities. The police went there to show their readiness with regards to the Akwatia by-elections. And they promised that they will ensure that they will protect each and everybody who will be part of the process before and during the elections, please.
And what is the general mood in the constituency with about 2 days to the polls?
Well, the residents of Akwatia, Buedria, and Akanamai, Benase, they were initially, earlier on, complaining that there is a lot of police officers in their community. Some also expressed fear that these police officers might have hurt them or something. But at the end of the day, the police are educating the general public that they are there to protect them. So they shouldn't be afraid. So with this morning, after they marched through the principal streets of Akwatia and Buedria, they were shouting that they need peace, they need peace, they need peace, they need peace at Akwatia. So currently, the police are done with their route and they are currently at their duty posts through the principal street of Akwatia and Buedria.
All right, talking about the police at their duty posts, you may have to stay with us because the NPP is alleging that the police have abandoned checkpoints in part of the Akwatia municipality, a situation they describe as a major security lapse. The NPP's national organizer, Henry Nana Boakye, is raising serious concerns over the alleged withdrawal of police checkpoints in Akwatia. And he warns the move is dangerous and it will undermine voter safety and threatens electoral integrity. We'll get to speak to Nana Boakye very soon, but joining us on Zoom is the NDC's Deputy National Director of Elections and IT, in the person of Rashid Tanko Computer. Thank you so much. I believe you are in the constituency, and this is an allegation coming from your opponent that security checkpoints have been deserted. How true is this?
Carlos, let me say good afternoon to you and your cherished viewers. I am in Akwatia as of now, and I say this, look, it is a baseless accusation against the police. It has no foundation, and it should be dismissed completely. Indeed, I watched his statue on his Facebook wall, and I saw the write-up. I passed through where he posted. It's not in the Chambord district. That is Asamankesi. When you are coming from Asamankesi, it's a checkpoint in the night because that stretch is very dark. So the police put up those checkpoints in the night to make sure that evildoers don't misbehave on that route. Daytime, you hardly see them there because the road is so busy daytime. In the night, you see the police there. It's not even the Chambord district. The Chambord district is the Akwatia. That is not the Chambord district. That stretch he's talking about. Come to Akwatia and see, you see the number of roadblocks, checkpoints. In fact, today they have even searched our vehicles. My minister is here. We went around to visit some communities, and every point we pass, there are checkpoints there, and they will make sure that they check everybody before you are allowed to pass through. They don't. These are the things they do and heighten tension and just write all manner of things, create stories that doesn't exist. And I'm happy your reporter just said that the police are at their duty post and everything is going on peacefully here. They have lost the election, so they just want to create another story to justify their lose. And they're going to lose. After they losing there, they will lose. They are going to lose heavily. They know it. And that's why they have gone this tangent and creating this all manner of fake stories and trying to heighten the tension that the police have abandoned their post. No police has abandoned any post here. We are in town. We are here, all over. Your reporter is here. You can even cross-check from your reporter whether all the checkpoints in Akwatia have been abandoned. You go on roadside from Samankesi, come in, and then you see the barriers empty there, and you even ask why those roads from Samankesi coming all the way to Akede side, that you see the roadblocks being abandoned. It's for a reason, and the police did explain that. It is in the night that they will mount those things. The policemen will be there in the night to ward off all potential criminals who want to misbehave because of the dark nature of that stretch.
All right.
But daytime, everybody's busy. The road is so busy that why will the police be standing?
All right. I think the point has been made, but we understand that the Peace Council is meeting you and the MPP tomorrow ahead of the Tuesday polls. What are your expectations of that meeting?
Well, we will attend the meeting. We'll go and listen to them. What we do know is that we are ready for peaceful election. We have trained our people. Our deployment strategy, everything is top-notch, and we are ready for the election come 2nd September, Tuesday. And so we'll listen to them. It is only our opponents who have problems with the police and think that they will disturb the peace of the area. You saw what happened at the funeral grounds. When we went to the funeral ground, they attacked our candidate and our national chairman. These are the group of people who say they are looking for peace, and yet you can't attend their function. They attended our function. We didn't attack them. They attended our functions when we lost our gallant men.
All right.
They came. We were with them throughout. So please, the Peace Council should rather engage them. They are the people who are causing all the problems here. As we speak now, the NDC is a very peaceful political party. We are going about our business, no issue whatsoever. They are apprehensive here, trying to create an impression that doesn't exist.
All right.
They should stop it and let us have a peaceful election.
All right. Thank you so much. Rashid Tanko Computer is the Deputy Director of Election and IT at the National Democratic Congress. Still on the NDC, the Legal Green Association, the law student wing of the NDC, has elected new executives at its 5th annual general meeting held at the party's headquarters here in Accra. Executive Director of the African Governance Center and member of the NDC Vice Presidential Campaign Team, Benedicta Lassé Esquire, delivered a keynote address and urged the group to emulate the role of senior NDC lawyers in advancing the party's democratic consolidation. Mamavi Sefakote has more in the following report.
The Legal Green Association, the law student wing of the NDC, held its 5th annual general meeting and elections over the weekend, with 97 of 115 members casting ballots to choose a new leadership. In her address, Executive Director of the African Governance Center, Benedicta Lassay, challenged the incoming executives to chronicle the contributions of NDC lawyers and build on the legacy of senior party legal practitioners.
Now, we want to be able to document the role that our lawyers play in the electoral process or in the party's work. Because the democracy we enjoy is not a given. If you look at the past couple of years and what has happened during elections, you realize that at certain points we came very close to having some issues with our democracy. And so my charge to the legal green, once again, is that let's look at the work that the NDC lawyers play in our democratic consolidation process. Let's try to document it. Let's try to even put it as a blueprint that we can also use to market our party.
The outgoing Legal Green Association president, Kabunate, urged the new team to emulate past efforts and to protect the gains made under his administration.
Let's now take you to Nkwanta North District in the Oti region, because the district is the latest to confirm an Mpox case, raising concerns as the viral disease continues to spread nationwide. The case adds to the country's total of 446 confirmed infections as of August 25, 2025, according to the Ghana Health Service. While the confirmed case has recovered, the District Health Director, Eric Kojo Agboka, noted that the Directorate has activated surveillance activities.
As quite as said in our Mpox, currently, as we speak, we unfortunately recorded one case, confirmed case, about 2-3 weeks ago. Mpox we normally it's under the IDSR, which a person who suffers from it might show some signs and symptoms, such as feeling cold, chills, having rashes, pains in the joints, and those things. And it can be transmitted from one person to another, either through contact or droplets. So when somebody gets it, it's one of the priority diseases that we need to make intervention, especially try to put on the surveillance activities to make sure that it is not transmitted to other people. So that's what we've been doing with our case. But fortunately, the case we had has recovered, and we don't have challenges for now.
Well, the District Chief Executive from Nkwanta North, Isaiah Dodoi, also urged residents to remain calm and report any unusual symptoms to health authorities without delay.
Making contact tracing. They are still putting things in measurement. All the health centers in the district are aware, anything like that, they should quickly inform them so that they'll make contact tracing and make sure. So I can assure that they are doing a lot of work so that in case any case of this issue come out, you know, it is a thing like the COVID-19 which came. And by then, you know that if the cars are coming, they have to make them stop at the barrier. They'll check them before they enter. But this one is not all that serious as such like that COVID-19. So they have assured us that things are in measurements. So we should keep on praying so that those things doesn't come. So we are still counting on the health directories to still be giving us updates. So in case anything like that, we'll work hand in hand, we'll finance them, we'll sponsor them, we'll support them, anything they need, so we can put a stop to it.
Now, the Oti region is still battling a surge in typhoid fever, with Nkwanta North among the hardest hit. Report gathered by Adom News show 1,589 cases recorded in the first half of 2025, alarming health authorities and residents. The outbreak has triggered urgent calls for intervention as communities lament the lack of clean drinking water. During a visit to Sibi in Kwanta North, Obrimpomba also found a resident relying on contaminated sources, heightening the risk of typhoid and other waterborne diseases. Beyond the water crisis, residents also report encounters with snakes and reptiles while searching for water, deepening fears about the community's long-term health.
We need government support. The government can support us to do water bombing for us because sometimes waking up and don't fetch water is not easy. We did this way before we fetch water. It's not small activities at all. So we need government help. Government should come and support us. And because of that situation, before sick, some go for hospital. And if you go for hospitals, you need to pay. You won't go for free. So this thing is affecting our lives.
What we want government to do for us is that they should come and drill pipes and boreholes for us. Because sometimes women will wake up at dawn to come and fetch water. Sometimes without foams, light, and etc. And when they are coming, you know, when you are walking in the night without light and this thing, you may be affected by the snakes and other things.
Well, in Kwanta North District Health Director Eric Kojo Agboka stressed the urgent need for coordinated action to tackle both the typhoid outbreak and the underlying water and sanitation challenges.
Recorded about 1,589 for a half year. Last year it was 2,200 and something. Although there has been an improvement in the figures, it is the figures we are having this year is also alarming. It's quite alarming. And this basically has got to do with our sanitation issues we have in the district. Basically, when it comes to water, waste disposal, that has been a very big challenge. Most of the communities are very poor. They don't have toilet facilities. So there is open defecation around. The river bodies, they go there to fetch water, they defecate, all sort of issues. And it's this same thing, water they are using to, you know, do their farming. Even when it comes to the food sellers, most of them are not adhering to the protocols, selling food in a sieve or a glass container. And this has been some of the challenges. One typical issue too has been the health-seeking behavior. Most of them are not able, they like the herbal or their traditional way of treatment. So when the disease is not well treated, they keep on contaminating and infecting others as well. So those have been the situation which we are trying our best with the assembly and the environmental officers to work around the clock.
Well, let's come back to Accra, the capital, where 2 people are reportedly dead following a violent clash at Sowutuom on Saturday, August 30, 2025, during the Homowo festival. Eyewitnesses who spoke to JoyNews under the condition of anonymity say several people sustained injuries. My colleague Collins Frimpong has visited the area and joins me via phone. Collins, tell us what really caused this clash?
Carlos, according to the eyewitness that I engaged an hour ago, he said that the incident happened between 2 communities, that's Sowutuom, where the incident happened, and also Dwenewoho. So according to him, the Dwenewoho people were coming in with their food, sprinkling it along the road. When they go to the Sowutuom area, the people told them that they won't allow them around. And so also that as they were having weapons around them, they started shooting among themselves. And myself, I could see a lot of containers, a lot of buildings that were bullet shot beside them, and also I could see myself bullets on the ground there. That some of the residents themselves, they pick them up. Some are kept in grabbers, and some of them were keeping some in their pockets, hoping that maybe this will come around to conduct any investigation. Normally, on a crime scene, you see that the police have barricaded the area, preventing people to go around. That was the situation. Even this morning, according to them, where one person was thought dead, where the blood oozed out of him for an hour, the police was still having the blood there. Just a few minutes ago, that they spent certain material to cover the things, the blood stains on the ground. But according to the eyewitness, 2 people died, several people that they don't know the total number, also total injury.
Right. Do we know if there's been any arrest so far since yesterday?
So far, we've not received any official statement from the police with regards to what happened in Sowutuom. I also trying to find out from the eyewitness who the incident happened in front of him, and also even one of the guys that he was chasing entered the shop. According to him, he doesn't know that any arrest has been done, and also that's why the investigation that happened.
All right, Collins, thank you so much. We'll still keep our eyes on the situation in Sowutuom, and then we'll bring you up to date. But still here in the capital, the government has announced plans to decentralize its anti-corruption initiative operation, Recover or Loot Aura, to tighten accountability at the grassroots level. Now, Deputy Chief of Staff Nana Oye Bamfo-Addo revealed these at the 5th National Governance and Business Awards held in Accra. There's more in the following report. The 5th National Governance and Business Award, held under the theme Transforming Ghana Through Visionary Governance and Enterprise Excellence, brought together top leaders from government and business across the country. On the sidelines of the event, Deputy Chief of Staff Nana Oye Bamfo-Addo praised the awards as a catalyst for transformation and disclosed government intention to localize the oral initiative, a strategy aimed at plugging revenue leakages and strengthening accountability nationwide.
Corruption is a mitigating factor. Where we talk about good governance, where we talk about a thriving economy, where we talk about resources for our economy, but corruption is always a mitigating factor. So I talked about some of the interventions and measures that this NDC government is undertaking. First, we are going through a process of developing NACAP, the National Anti-Corruption program. You know, it ran for 10 years. It has elapsed, and we're looking at a new NACAP 2. So that will be very, very important for us as a country. And we have a cross-section of civil society groups, government, and others doing this. Apart from that, we know that we have the presidential advisor on the anti-corruption program at the office of the president. We also are going to localize the oral. So, you know, there was the oral right after the elections. It's a good story. It's a good lesson. So this is being replicated, and we're creating an oral office, and I'm sure it will be launched pretty soon.
Beyond the government announcement, the awards also highlighted a broader mission of promoting integrity and leadership excellence. Chief Executive of the Governance and Business Boardroom, Richmond Enimdamwa, said the event was designed to encourage recipients to contribute meaningfully to Ghana's economic recovery.
Our focus is to celebrate the great works of board CEOs, businesswomen, and entrepreneurs. This is to encourage them to keep doing what they are doing, which they know it's not just about they coming to receive a plaque, but it's to encourage them and to put them up there to let people know that this business or this person is very good in this aspect.
Some awardees also used the platform to urge government to resolve persistent challenges in the banking sector to boost public confidence.
I'm immensely proud to receive this award, you know, as recognition for the work we're doing in terms of governance, especially in the banking sector. You know, top 3 challenges. I would say it's, I guess, continuing support, from the regulator, hearing our concerns that we share regularly through our network, and then them just responding to some of our feedback just to make the sector better.
Awardees were ultimately tasked to serve as ambassadors of integrity, championing the fight against corruption in both public and private sectors. Carlos Kaloni, Joy News, Accra.
Away from the government has launched a nationwide school farm initiative to encourage senior high schools across Ghana to cultivate their own food crops. The initiative aims to reframe weeding from punishment into empowerment, equipping students with hands-on farming and agribusiness skills while supporting the country's food security agenda.
And all teacher unions to embrace this initiative, not as an additional burden, but as an opportunity to mentor students in practical skills and values that complement classroom learning. The President's vision for agriculture is clear. He has placed it at the center of the national research agenda, calling for a transformation that makes agriculture the backbone of food security.
Still watching Joy News Room with me, Carlos Kaloni. We'll take a short break. Please stay. Welcome back, and thank you so much for staying with us. Now, the Technical University Teachers Association of Ghana, TUTAG, is raising concerns about the poor conditions of service for its members. Speaking at Joy News at the association's 50th Congress in Accra, Acting Vice Chancellor of the Accra Technical University, Professor Amevi Akakpovi, revealed that the country's 10 technical universities lack accommodation and equipment for practical training, despite the increasing number of students.
All the universities have known an increase in terms of student number, which is supposed to be followed by an increase in terms of infrastructure to have a quality training. And this is the common things we share. And as I speak, when I touch on accommodation on campus only, all of us are suffering that. Apart from that, we also lack equipment because we keep developing new programs and they get accredited. But running this program will be effective if you have the commensurate amount of equipment.
He went ahead to call for infrastructural support in order to deliver as expected from a technical and vocational education and training institution.
Infrastructural and then funding support to help us develop in many ways. And most of these have not materialized as we speak, even though we know there are commensurate efforts at the background to make them a reality. We pray that they really come to life.
Now, Ghana is racing against time to meet its sustainable development goals with just 5 years left before the 2030 deadline. Goal 12 of the SDGs, responsible consumption and production, remains a daunting task as this push mandates the country to take active steps in its handling of waste. But with the country generating over 12,000 tons of waste daily and only 10% properly recycled, officials say Ghana must accelerate reforms to turn its waste crisis into an opportunity for sustainable growth. Stephen Mensah has more in the following report. Well, we'll bring that report to you in our subsequent bulletin, but that's all we have time for here on Joy News Room. You can log on to myjoyonline.com for more stories. My name is Carlos Kaloni. Thank you so much for watching. Good afternoon.